Hey guys, Renova here. So one of the biggest update is out now for April, and we got a lot of this quality of life updates. Like HP bars and cocoons and towers, yellow crit display, all that good stuff. Today, we can now farm for those gunblade weapons. And before you ask yourself, can we use those gunblades if we farm them? No, because all classes in NGS cannot use gunblades. And that's only a thing in base PSO2, where the gunblade is universal. But we do have a clear visual on Gunblade, Photon Arts, and NGS. So if you press escape, click on personal, character info, and the Photon Art information, you can see here with all the weapon types at the top of the menu. And there is this blue icon in between the orange ones, which is the Gunblade weapon. And if you are not aware already, Gunblade is already confirmed as a range potency weapon, not a melee type weapon. So if you click on it, you can see it has 4 Photon Arts, much like every other weapon. Shifting Speka with a PP cost of 14, 190 potency, and its description says shoot a close range bullet after a /, and inputting a direction will instead cause you to rapidly close in on enemy and fire a close range photon bullet after performing the piercing attack. So it was probably that variation when it shown in the trailer. That first PA where the mailcast was displaying it, where it does a slash and then it does a blast at the end. The second was probably that directional input, and they probably showed it backwards where it showed the input variation first and then the non-directional input. Flowing Sirius is most likely its second PA shown in the trailer, the strongest PA with the highest potency but with the high PP cost. Performing /, and with a directional input, you can attack nearby enemies while moving. Reaping Regulus is its third PA, and it's the grenade bomb, where you throw the grenade and it gives you a guard frames and step backwards, and its directional input, you can kick the bomb for further distance, with a potency of 210 and 17 PP cost. And its fourth PA, called Waving Rigel, however you want to say it. This PA has some references to Leicester's AoE, where you stab the ground for an AoE attack, and its directional input, you will rise instead of slamming down. If you haven't noticed already, each of these Photon Arts already have the stay and move arts where attacks will perform differently if you press a directional key. And it was probably that little blue shine that you saw on the character. So there might be more features in the skill tree that are entirely brand new. We already know that the focus gauge passive and its active skill and its unleashed active skill, but we will find out next week when Slayer drops. My previous video I mentioned something about one skill that has to deal with the directional inputs. That slug sharp skill or whatever it's called, it might still be one of the skills that will either let you gap close or switch in between the gun and the blade, and yeah, that's all for my theory. But more info next week. And just to clarify, no, Slayer will not have the optimization skill that Braver and Bouncer has on their tree. The Braver and Bouncer are the only 2 hybrid classes that we have in the game, and Slayer is only focused on range potency, so there is no reason why it should have the optimization skill. I mean, yeah, sure, if you were thinking, but the gun and the blade are 2 separate categories. But they are part of the same weapon. If it had categories to separate the gun as range potency and the blade for melee potency, then sure. The Slayer would count as a hybrid class if that was the case, because it's 2 different things. But the gunblade is 1 category, not 2. The blade is built inside the gun as an extension for close combat. But yeah, I hope this helps clarify some things. And of course, today it has a huge quality of life updates in today's updates, so be sure to check it out. But anyways, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you all in my Slayer guide next week.